This quirky superhero show's got one heck of a loyal fan base. The Umbrella Academy's given us fresh material to binge watch since 2019, reimagining what a dysfunctional superhero family may look like. With Season 3 just wrapped up this year, of course, we had a lot of questions about when we'd get to see the Hargreaves family again. In this video, we'll talk about the fourth and final season of the show. First off, Season 4 renewal. The Season 3 finale gave us a glimpse into the upcoming fourth season. Okay, so maybe it took longer than anticipated, but Netflix eventually announced on Twitter that they'll be renewing the show for another season. It was confirmed with the renewal that Season 4 would also be the last. But honestly, it kinda makes sense for it to end with this season. After this point, it would just be dragging it. Stephen Blackman had said before that if there was a fourth season, it would be the end of the story. This shows that the story was meant to come to a natural end, and that it's ending not because it was cancelled too soon, but because they were ready to finish the story they set out to tell. Stranger Things was also meant to be a one-season show at first, and it's planned to end after Season 5. As the show's last season, Season 4 would have to clean up the timeline that the first 3 seasons set. This would be even more important now that Reginald is one of the most powerful people in the world, if not the most powerful person in the world. In Season 4, fixing the timeline will be harder than in Season 3, because not only is Reginald in charge, but Allison finally got what she wanted and won't give it up. Even if the timeline can't be fixed, the Hargreaves could end up in a timeline that helps them all, like Allison is in the current timeline, or they could end up in different timelines that give them what they need, putting an end to the Academy for good. Moving on, what will we get to see in the new season? We think Season 4 might be a fresh start for the series after the shocking events of the Season 3 finale. In the third season's last episode, Lila, Sloane, and Reginald Hargreaves took refuge from the universe-devouring Kugelblitz. There were only 3 Guardians left, and there was a deadly Samurai one protecting the reset button inside the hotel, where the siblings were trapped. Five fights them off and finds the reset button symbol on the lobby floor. Apart from Allison, Reginald strongly suggests that the other 7 take a stand on the chosen stars. But of course, as soon as the machine starts, their lives are terminated. In an alternative timeline, Allison's reunited with her husband Ray and daughter Claire. When the group leaves through a door, the hotel is nowhere to be seen. Luther shows up too, except, his size has reduced dramatically. The problem that Sloane's no longer around, Five's hand is intact sure, but he can no longer use time travel, literally none of them can. To begin Season 4, the Hargreaves children will likely be living their own separate lives, like they did at the start of Seasons 1 and 2. They may have to get together and patch things up again if the end of the world comes around again. First, they have to make it through Reginald's unfinished version of a weird new world. Another wrinkle's introduced in the middle of the credits when we see another Ben, this one taking the train in South Korea. Also, the teaser for this season. The end of Season 3 of the Umbrella Academy gave a hint about what to expect in Season 4. This is something the show does at the end of every season, but this was the worst hint yet. The teaser's the worst because it's not as clear as the teasers for the show's other season finales. In previous seasons, the teasers were more coherent and easy to understand. They gave hints about the next season's story without being completely confusing. But Season 3's ending doesn't answer any of the questions it raises. Instead, it just raises more questions, which is the opposite of what it was meant to do. Finally, here's some questions Season 4 needs to answer. Like, how'd the Sparrows get their names? Reginald never gave his children surnames in the canon chronology. Instead, Grace, the artificial mother he built to take care of them, came up with the names. Grace, on the other hand, is more robotic and less adored than her counterpart, and is considered more like an unpleasant appliance than a mother figure. Is that how they got their name? Also, where are they getting all that money from? The first edition Hargreaves had to empty their wallets at the Hotel Obsidian in an effort to scrape together enough money for a room. The Academy isn't exactly rolling in cash, as seen by Luther's final decision to swap what we can only presume is a tremendously costly watch for 2 rooms. And how do Ben and Diego know both Korean and Spanish? Their heated debate, in which they accidentally switched to Korean and Spanish in episode 8 of Season 3, is a hilarious sequence. The decision to include the actors' humorous improv in the episode's final edit was a good one. It's hard to think that Reginald would take the time to teach his children about their heritage if he didn't even bother to give them names. And here's some other related news you might have missed out on. First off, a new Netflix limited series. The first trailer for Netflix's new limited series, Thai Cave Rescue, is out. This 6-part series will premiere on Netflix throughout the world in September. Produced by Thai director Baz Poonpuriya, the show was dreamed of by American writers Michael Russell Gunn and Dana Ledoux Miller. It's a documentary film based on the 2018 true story of the daring rescue of a child soccer player and his coach by the wild boars. During their time trapped in Tam Luang Cave, they endured some pretty terrifying circumstances as the cave quickly filled with water as a result of severe rains. You can see that in the series trailer. For those of you who don't know, there was a big multinational recovery and rescue effort that received media coverage all over the globe. The cool part's that it was shot entirely on location in Thailand and is told from a Thai point of view. The new video successfully captures the boys' mounting dread as they realize the scope of the multinational rescue team's task ahead of them, complete with a race against time and the weather thanks to the cave's confinement and the water's presence inside it. It's among the greatest adaptations of this incredible true incident. Second, a Korean Little Women? K-dramas are still all the rage, and it would be a lie to say that there's a single person who hasn't even so much as heard of them. There are hundreds on Netflix, and everyone's definitely tried at least one. Let's be real. This summer, look for a new Korean drama based on Louisa May Alcott's Little Women on Netflix. This series places the sisters in the present day, not like Greta Gerwig's 2019 film adaptation, which stays true to the book. This seems like a really sloppy replica of the original, but we can't help but be intrigued. As it premieres on the South Korean cable network TVN, it'll also be available to view on Netflix in certain locations. Everybody knows how the story goes, but in case you didn't, basically, it's got three poor sisters who end up taking on one of the wealthiest families in the country. The eldest is trying to make up for lost time financially, while the second's a journalist for a news outlet that tries to do the right thing. The younger sister wants to be an artist, but can't afford the materials she needs. Finally, the Umbrella Academy's writing team handling another show. The devil works hard, but the creative team at the Umbrella Academy works harder. That's why it made sense for Stephen Blackman to join the Horizon Netflix adaptation team as they work on making the show as amazing as Umbrella Academy. In the interview, Blackman said he was super excited to work on what he thought was a pretty well-made game. He claimed that Zero Dawn isn't your average video game, it's extraordinarily well-made and has fantastic characters. Guerrilla Games has constructed a world of incredible lushness and vividness, one in which man and machine are colliding and heading toward annihilation. They're saved by a young female warrior called Aloy, who has no clue she's the key to rescuing the planet. Aloy will play a significant role in the narrative, which should answer all our burning questions. He's going to be working on the series with Michelle Lovretta to make the series super fun and accessible for all types of audiences. That's a wrap for this video. Are you excited to see what Season 4 will bring us? Who are you rooting for? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.